my computer. Happy Saturday, you guys. Happy like one more month, one more week of the month of March. I'm really excited to connect with you all today. I have some really cute and fun things planned for us to do a little bit of a mindset reset. And I want to kick things off with us sharing a win from the week. And this can be the smallest win. It can be as small as somebody keeping their subscribe and save on. It can be as small as your content doing very well or making a new connection or somebody reached out to you for information. All of these small wins compound over time. We get to where we are in our businesses by appreciating the little things that get us there. Okay. And we're also going to all share our why. So, for the ones who just hopped on, if you guys can just start thinking about like why you got started with this business, why your why can change and shift and multi-mute over time. And you can start thinking about different reasons why you still do this, not so much why you started, but why you're still doing this, what your mission is. And we're all just going to share that because it really helps when we go into the more like limiting belief things that we're about to do and some goal setting. And when it comes to limiting beliefs, you guys, I just did an entire module with MBA about limiting beliefs. So I have a lot of goodies up my sleeve about like how you can crush those limiting beliefs. And we are all going to do some EFT tapping today. Has anyone ever done tapping before? It's kind of like a form of acupuncture, which is really cool because you don't actually use needles with it. And I'm going to bring up a video so you guys can actually like follow along and we're all going to do it together and it'll be super powerful just sharing that energy together. And so that we can just take those limiting beliefs that you have that you are going to write down. You're all going to have your own. And a limiting belief, you guys, is truly just I can't because, right? I'm not blank enough, right? And we all have them. I have them. We all have something that sort of holds us back from our true potential. And it really does make a huge difference when you start to recognize what that is. What is it that's truly holding you back from staying consistent with showing up online, from posting a reel, from connecting with somebody new, right? There's something inside of you that's holding you back from limiting you from what your true potential really is. And we all have it, so we're all going to think about it, but we're going to start with sharing a win and our why. And Becky, can you kick things off? Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Okay. So my win for the week is last Sunday I joined a gym. I joined Anytime. I don't know if where you guys are, you guys have Anytime Fitness. I know they're everywhere, but yeah, there's two within like a kilometer of my house. There's one like 5 minutes from my sister's. So I joined it. I've already gone 3 times. I'm going to go later this afternoon. And that is like the most I've worked out in one week since I want to say October. I've just been in such a funk with working out that like I needed to do something. I've started walking since March 1st and I'm already down 5 pounds. So yeah, why I started. So that's what you think. I started because I was struggling a lot in postpartum. I think all of you guys kind of know my story. I my dog, who was like my entire world, was hit by a car right in front of me when I was 32 weeks pregnant, and she died in my arms about 45 minutes later at the emergency vet. So it was a huge struggle for me when I kind of got out of the haze of initial, okay, well, do you want up or down? When I got out of the initial like newborn haze, um, I was really, really struggling. I saw a psychiatrist and she prescribed me medication and I started it and it helped a little bit, but um, she was like, okay, well, you have to practice self-care. You know, you have to move your body, you have to eat well, you have to get outside, like you have to connect with loved ones, like you have to do things that are gonna like fill your cup because all you're doing is pouring into your son and he's well cared for, but you're not, basically. And I was like, how in the hell am I going to do that? Well, it's empty now. You didn't want any. I was like, how in the hell am I gonna do that? And I saw Jen posting about Happy Juice. I thought it sounded kind of corny and silly. And I was like, it's not real. It's just another supplement. It's like the Go Green Gut Glow drink with Arbonne. Like it's nothing fancy. Kept seeing it, and then I saw like four girls from my high school post about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a try, and that's going to be a year from now in 2 weeks. And the change that it's made for my mental health is like insane. Yeah, that's kind of my why, my story. No.
I love that. And I love your win from this week because honestly, I've been kind of in a funk with workouts myself, and I just feel like switching up your environment when it comes to workouts, like it makes a huge difference. I had a really hard time, like I truly struggled with staying consistent at home in my last place, and then I moved into this place and I've been so much more consistent, definitely not as consistent as I want to be yet, but like way more so than I was in my previous place. And that's why do you guys remember when I went to the gym when I was living out there? That's why I did that because I'm like, why am I not working out at home? And I was in such a funk. So I'm proud of you for losing 5 pounds. And it's so crazy how like once you like fully
No.
commit to something, how quickly it becomes a habit and how quickly things can change, right? So good for you, babe. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, I'm like constantly like whenever Mark's home or like my sister, they're both like, oh, just like let me know when you want like 45 minutes to rip over to the gym for a quick workout. And now I'm like Mark's working today, but I know he is excited to hang out with this little demon. Um, but I'm like, I'm gonna pass him off and then go to the gym.
I love it. Thank you so
Like,
much for sharing, Becky.
no problem. Here.
Okay, who wants to go next? Trish, would you like to go?
Yeah, I can go. So, so a win for the week. So the past few weeks have been really, really rough. Um, extremely rough. And I just feel like just had a huge mental shift this week, which was good. So the past few weeks, like things have been really bad mentally for me to the point where, like me and my mom were sitting there crying on the phone, and like my mom is like, "I'm scared you're gonna go take your own life," and stuff because of how bad things have been with my marriage. Um, and it was kind of just like that shift I needed, like that cry with my mom. And I don't know, like maybe it's the weather, like going away and then the weather, like it definitely was the shift that, and like I hadn't invited, I hadn't done like really any, I was just posting um the first part of this month, and then this week, yeah, I started like having conversations again and everything because like I was just like withdrawing into myself for those couple weeks, and yeah, that. So I'm just like proud of myself for like just jumping back in and connecting more, and getting a couple ladies who hadn't ordered in a bit. They reordered on the sale, so like that was really good. And then my why, like I joined this because like I was with Body for 5 years, and like I was like all body, but like the last 6 months with them, like mentally, my mindset just wasn't there. I was struggling big time, and I watched for 6 months, like the whole 6 months on Happy Juice. I watched people drinking and then sharing about it, and I'm like, no, there's no way. And then finally, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just gonna give it a go. Um, and that was like a year ago Christmas. So like I'm just like, I'm gonna start with 2024 with this. That's how I'm gonna start 2024, and I'm so thankful because with everything my daughter's gone through health wise well, the past year, and just like the mental mindset it's had and everything, I honestly don't even think I'd be where I am right now if it wasn't for the fact of these supplements. I would hate to see where I was if I didn't have them right now. So like that is definitely my why is I don't want to be back in that spot I was at. Like my why is to not get back there, but also to show up better for my kids and show them that well it's okay to struggle. Like you need to trust in things in order to help you overcome those struggles and also to alleviate like financial stress so that um I'm able to do more for them and give them more.
Thank you so much for sharing so vulnerably, Trish. And can I just say I'm holding space for you right now. And I'm so happy that you're able to open up to us about that because it isn't easy to talk about, especially when it comes to marriage. Um, anyone in here has ever been married or are in a very serious relationship or have been in a very serious relationship and walked away from it. It is not easy to do either thing. Like it's hard to walk away from something. It's hard to stick it out with someone. So I really appreciate you sharing that with us because I know so many can relate. And it's not easy. And I just want you to know that no
And then
matter,
I lost the nail to top
oh,
it off.
wow, oh yeah, I
My
mean,
whole nail.
yeah, you lost a nail. I saw that on your stories. That's so crazy. Is it feeling
The
better?
top off the bad.
Yeah, just add to
Yeah, it's starting.
it. When it rains, it pours, right? Um, but just
Oh, it's been a couple of weeks.
no matter what you are going through, we're here for you. And whether it's to
Oh, thanks.
just chit chat with us, if you ever need to get on a call with one of us, somebody who's been through marriage struggles. Hi, it's me. If you've ever been through that, you know what it's like, and we're just here for you because it's not easy. It's a very draining experience, especially when you
Mhm.
share space in home with somebody like that. Just sending you so much love. But congrats on your win too, because it's really nice. It's just a reminder, hey, like when you share your why and you share a win like that, it's like, okay, this is why I do it and this is why I'm winning, right? Like it aligns so perfectly and beautifully. And just like
Mhm.
so hard to share that you're struggling when especially when you're working in like the mental wellness space. But guys, I want you guys to know that you can share that you're struggling, right? People
Mhm.
people don't they don't relate to perfection. They don't relate to oh, we're just this happy team and everything's perfect in all of our lives. You know, you guys share that I'm going through something really hard right now. I don't need to share, like, you don't need to share what it is, but you can say, I'm going through something very hard right now. And I'm so grateful to have my community to lean on. I'm so grateful to have my supplements that just make it a little easier to carry. Just things like that, right? So I just want you guys to remind yourselves of that it is important to share the hard stuff too, because you don't know who's going to relate to that. You know, you don't know, you don't have to say you're struggling with your marriage, but you can say that like things are hard at home right now, right? And that can be something that helps you create a connection with somebody else, right? Just making sure that you're sharing those authentic pieces too. It does help you like further connect with people. So just a little encouragement for you all. Do you guys want me to share my why and my win for the week, just so that we can kind of keep going with this. So, first of all, my win for the week was somebody actually who struggles with like mental illness, like not just mental wellness, but like fully mentally ill. I think she has like that like multiple personality disorder or something like that. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where you have like, or I feel like there's a better word for it. I don't think that's like the clinical word for it, but she has that. And she actually started with Happy or purchased on the sale yesterday, which I think is so cool that she's like wanting to give like a holistic approach a try. And her and I have known each other for so long, and she just reached out to me and said like, hey, I'm really struggling mentally and I'd really like some help. And it just made me feel so good that like it's not all for nothing, you guys. You know, like it isn't all for nothing. When you show up every single day, there are people watching and there are people interested. And I would have never, ever, ever guessed that this person would reach out to me and ask for help. So I'm really just grateful that I was able to help her get started. And I really hope that things get better for her and that she enjoys it just as much as we all do. And then my why, of course, like it's shifted over time. Obviously, my why is to help people with their mental health, which is that win specifically. But my why is also to help you guys with your businesses. My why is to help you guys grow in yourself. My why is to show people who want something out of this opportunity that it is possible. And I do this, you guys. I get on these calls, I have the chats, I do all the things so that you guys know that you're fully supported by me. And the reason why I want you guys to know that this is just like such an incredible opportunity is because, like Trish said, like I was in another network marketing company before, and I was there for the same amount of time as Trish, 5 years. And I'm gonna say, like, I did very well with that company. Like, in terms of like on paper achievements with that company, I did very, very well. And I never really had like a big, whoa, that's so crazy kind of paycheck with that company. Like, I just didn't. You know, the most I ever, so with Body, you were paid weekly, and the most I ever made on a weekly pay was $500 on a weekly pay. And the most I ever earned in a month was just under 3K. Okay. And that's like 5 years into the business at a 2-star diamond coach. So I just want to like put into perspective the amount of work that it takes to become a 2-star diamond coach in Body, and to not even make over 3K in that business was just like, it's almost sad if you think about it. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because like I want you to know what you have your hands on right now. Like I want you to know that every limiting belief that is holding you back from becoming the person you want to be in this business, we're going to blast it today. We're going to blast that out of the park so you guys can start showing up authentically, helping who you want to help, and building your business, right? And so that's my why. That's why I want you guys to just fully accept that we have something special here and shout it from the rooftops, because there isn't, like, every other company is looking in our direction, you guys, every single one. And they're trying to modify their compensation plan to look more like Amari's. And it's like, if anyone does what we do, it's imitation, right? Like nothing else can do what we do. And now we have that even easier way to achieve your focus on 5 and your me and 3. Do you guys, is everyone aware of how that works? Like, do you guys need like a little bit of help with that? Because it truly is, it doesn't matter how many new enrollments you get, as long as you have the volume for focus on 5 with new enrollments. So let's say you're just, so Santi and I were talking yesterday about like selling a pack with like sunrise and greens, because on the live video that Beck did the other day, she said that there's 4 servings of vegetables in the sunrise. Okay. There's 2 servings of vegetable, or 3, right, Santi? I think 3 servings of vegetables in the greens. If you can market those 2 products together and make like a link up with those 2 products, you can say, with these 2 products, you're getting 7 servings of vegetables a day. You know how many people like go out and buy like AG1 greens, and like who doesn't love, okay, hands up if you've tried Sunrise. Hands up if you like the taste and flavor of it. I know it took Alexis a little while to love it, but now she likes it. It's a little bit tart, and you can warn people that like it does grow on you and it's better refrigerated. But the greens, I've never tasted anything like those greens either. Greens usually taste like grass. You know, so you're giving people 2 options. And with AG1 or Arbonne or whatever, it's only 1 serving of vegetables, you guys. Like, this is what I'm trying to say to you. It's only 1 serving for their greens. It's only 1 serving for, or maybe it's 2 for AG1. I haven't fully confirmed that, but Either way, this is 7 servings of veggies. So you can talk to the people who hate veggies. You can make posts about like, do you get enough veggies in your diet? Not everyone does, right? Don't assume. If you're taking Sunrise and superfood greens from Amare every single day, you're getting a guaranteed 7 servings of vegetables, right? So making up a link like that and marketing that, that could help you guys hit your focus on 5 or your me and 3 this month. You know, some people are more interested in getting their daily dose of greens in than they are with their mental wellness, but you can still help them, right? So just reminding yourself that there are other products that we have, and trying to just like think of like your, like I said in the chat that day, your 4 core products or maybe your 5 core products that you can individually link every single day. And I would honestly suggest you guys going on your stories and talking about one product a day. You know, you can still share that you're drinking your happy juice every day, because obviously, but like actually hopping on and like doing a little bit of research on that specific product and having like a little like chat about like the GBX Fit and what makes it different than anything else, right? It's the world's first quad biotic. You take it every morning on an empty stomach. It helps with XYZ things. Then what you can do, you guys, is make a highlight. And every time you talk about a specific product, you can you can add it to like a product highlight, right? And so if somebody wants more information, let's say you're not talking about Sunrise one day, but somebody asks you like, hey, what's this about Sunrise? Or I see you drinking sun or taking Sunrise every day. You can literally go to that highlight bubble, click on it, and send that story to their, just like right to them, so that all of the information of you specifically talking about the product is there, right? So I want you guys to start like thinking of like little creative ways that you can start marketing, because like companies like Arbonne, they literally make their volume off of singular product purchases, right? You can, like, obviously it's good to sell like a Green Gut Glow bundle with Arbonne for sure, right? Because you're getting more volume for that. But a lot of people literally rely on the sale of like a lip balm and a hand lotion and all of, like I said, those little wins, they compound over time. So it might not seem like, oh, somebody bought GBX Fit for me. I got like $4.50 in commission for that. But what if somebody the next day buys Sunrise, and somebody the next day buys Greens, and someone the next day buys Kids Mood Plus, somebody the next day buys Mood, right? That's all compounding to your me and 3. That's all compounding to your focus on 5, right? So just like keeping that in mind, that is something that like they're just making it easier for you guys to succeed, right? Sorry, I wanted to just go on that tangent because like that is my why. My why is to help you guys succeed. Something that I was sharing with Santi too is when it comes to like a purchase, okay? Has anyone here ever been victimized by Instagram? Where you like you're seeing an ad constantly, 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 constantly. It's like you watch the ad to the fullest extent, and then all of a sudden you're seeing it like 30 times a day as you're scrolling stories. Anyone else? I was personally victimized by Instagram, and I got that, like, you know, that light, that face light. I got that like face light. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's like a red light therapy face wand. Anyways, I watched ads for that for like 2 whole months before I bought it. But it was 2 whole months of me like getting thrown in my face, different companies, different brands, different, and like I want you guys to remind yourself that you are all individual companies under Amare, right? Like all of those little wands, they do the same thing. But which ad is going to draw me to it, right? And one time it was Truly. I was sick and tired of seeing it. I was sick and tired of seeing the girl show her eyebrow going like this and smoothing out her forehead. And I was like, I need to try this myself, right? But it took me like 20 touch points before I actually bought it. So I ended up buying it. This is the moral of the story. I ended up buying it, but it was that specific ad. It was the deal. It was the free shipping. It was, and so I want you guys to look at your page from a buyer's perspective. You know, what's going to set somebody who's following Becky and Jen and Trish and Alexis apart when they're ready to buy Happy Juice. Right now, we're not in competition with each other. This is just an example. There are people following you that also follow other Amare people. And when they're ready to buy, who are they going to look to? You guys need to be the person selling it like it's the best thing in the world. It gets rid of your forehead wrinkles, right? Like, this is the example I'm giving you because I've once again been personally victimized by Instagram and I'm about to buy a 5-step Korean skincare routine. I almost did. I had it. I was sick and tired of seeing the 5-step Korean skincare routine and I had it in my cart. Okay, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to things to do with this, right? Is I had it in my cart and then I got distracted and then I didn't buy it. And isn't that funny? Or I think I didn't have my like debit card with me and my card wasn't auto in there. And so I was like, ah, screw it. I'll do it. I'll see it again. I'll see the ad again and I'll buy it again. You guys have to remind yourself that people are just like you. We are just like them, right? And when it comes to wanting to buy something that they know is going to benefit them, that they're sick and tired of seeing everywhere, they're going to know where to find it. But if you're not showing up and sharing about it, they will, you guys, find it somewhere else, right? So I just want to remind you of that because it is a good reminder to look at it from a buyer's perspective, right? And it's like, I don't even know if this skincare routine will work or if people just have like filtered faces on, but I want to try it myself. And I know a lot of people have probably thought that too. I don't know if this Happy Juice is going to do anything. Who has said that? Who thought that when they first bought it? Right? I don't know if it's going to do anything, but, right? I might as well try it and see. There's a 90-day money back guarantee. So you know that there's other people watching you that are going to think the same thing, right? So, and yes, sharing that skepticism is huge. Like, you guys, I honestly didn't think this was going to do anything, and I'm so glad I tried it, right? Oh, I don't know why I'm getting this. Oh, cancel. Anyways, I wanted to just share that with you guys because it was a couple things that Santi and I went over yesterday, and I was just like, I need to share this with everyone, that it is like, it's a full buyer's what do they call it? Like phasing of buying, right? It's the same as if you went into like a furniture store. I just bought a couch. I went to 2 different stores. And the one guy, like at the brick, he was like so like he was all over us. Do you want a TV as well? Do you want this? Do you want this? I just want a couch. You're not listening to me. And then we go into Leon's and buy our couch. And it was such a seamless, easy, non-icky experience. And it was just so different. So just remind yourself that when somebody's making a big purchase, like my couch was $3,000. I'm not just going to give the commission for that couch to just anyone, especially someone who's breathing down my neck, trying to get me to buy a TV stand, a coffee table, and a rug with my couch, right? So just reminding yourself of that will be huge when you're in your conversations, when you're sharing about it, when you're doing your reels, and who you're trying to help. So with my why being that, what kind of content, I'm just gonna like ask you guys, you can put it in the chat. What kind of content do you think I should be posting about? Do you think my content should be all about Happy Juice? Or do you think my content should be about the business opportunity? If what my why is to help people grow their businesses. Both is the right answer. Both is the right answer, but most of my content should be about the business opportunity. So I want you guys, Trish is actually really good. I want to shout out Trish for this. Trish is really, really good at sharing both. So I want you guys to remind yourself that we aren't just women who sell Happy Juice. If we were women who sold Happy Juice, we would have like a storefront and we wouldn't even have employees. It would just be us in the store. And we would be trying to make the nicest store for when people walked past, they'd want to come in and buy Happy Juice, right? But you guys have a business opportunity, right? you need to be sharing about the opportunity so much more often. I know it's uncomfortable, but we have our hands on gold here, you guys. I'm telling you, I've been connected with other companies in the past. I've actually been doing network marketing since probably like I've done It Works, very short-lived. I have done Arbonne, very short-lived. I have done Body. I have done now Amare. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Worldwide Dream Builders, but it was like, why am I forgetting the actual Amway? Has anyone ever heard of Amway? It's old school. It is super old school. And yeah, you did Avon, right? Like I did Amway forever ago. And I didn't really do much with it, but like I went to the meetings and everything. Like it was more of in-person things because like social media wasn't even a thing back then. Or like social selling wasn't even a thing back then. You guys, we have like this. We have this. We don't have to do like in-home parties or anything. So get out there, be who you want to be, share how you want to share, and find some people to do this with you. So that's my little break in the sharing your why. Does anybody else want to share? I know that Kate, you can hop on and share if you want. Alessa, you can hop on. I don't know about Santi. She might be able to. You did Melaleuca before it was a big. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Interesting. That's the wellness box, right?
Yeah, and it was like someone got me into it, and I went nowhere because there was like no nothing, like no network, no nothing, like. And now I laugh. I'm like, I could have had gold there, apparently, because now it's like becoming this big thing.
That's so crazy. Wow.
But yeah,
Um, Anybody else want to share their why and their win for the week? Oh,
I can share. I don't know.
yay, please. We would love that.
Um, well, let's just start with my win, I would say. Um, so basically one, maybe two wins, but they combine together. Um, I said to myself that I really needed, like, in order to grow and get to more people, I needed to post because I used to like really post in kind of like ghost for a lot of days because I usually get like really I'm trying to change that mindset, but I get really like down when I don't see like anybody like or liking or following me or texting me. So I said to myself like whatever, like this is the only way, so I have to do it. So it's been I think like 5 days in a row that I haven't stopped, and I hope I don't stop. I told myself that I don't have to have the perfect video because that used to be one of my um step backs. It's like, oh, I haven't recorded anything, or I don't want to repeat the video. And then I see a lot of other like big people in Instagram that they actually use a lot of the same videos, but just with different text. So I was like, I'm gonna start doing the same. And thanks to that, that's my actual big win would be that my brother ex-wife, she has like a social media company or whatever she helps, and she out of nowhere she texted me and she's like, oh, I would love to have like an Instagram audit for you and like help you a little bit more. I see that you have been trying and doing things in your Instagram, and she basically did it for free. And I was like, wow, that's amazing, because I didn't even ask her. And she kind of like told me, well, like stop. One of the things she she told me was like stop using filters. And I was like, I know that's part of my healing journey and growth, that I have to accept myself the way I am and stop using filters. Um, I usually don't use like wow, like a really big weird filter that changed my whole face, but I do sometimes because I'm like, oh, I don't like how my face looking natural or things like that. But she said that that's one of the big things that attract people is when you're actually yourself. Like they can see that you don't have filters on it, anything. So it was a big win for me because I received like advice from someone that knows about social media without me asking for it, and of course without her asking me to pay her. So she kind of like gave me an idea of everything, how to do. And I felt a little bit better with myself that at least I motivated her to help me with my business. So that was super nice. And my why, I think it's still the same as when I started. It's gonna be almost 10 months since I started. I saw Lisa posting about the juice, and she was like a single mom as well. And basically what I wanted is like I saw myself in her in terms of like wanting to be more, like wanting to feel more, feel better, and feel like capable of doing more, even though that we were going through that journey of separation. So for me, Emery and like Happy Juice has been more about self growth with myself. Like, yes, the juice, and now that I'm taking mood, it's it have helping me to feel better in terms of like motivation and energy. And but I'm gonna be super honest with you. I've been 10 months with Amari, and I haven't hit my focus on 5. I haven't sell um like juices to random people. I think I have just one customer that came out of nowhere. Um, but I think that what I need in my life and why I started here, sorry if I'm talking too much, it was for that, for believing in myself. And I'm super proud of myself that even though having 10 months into the business and not hitting my focus on 5 and not making the money that I thought I was going to make, I'm still here, and I'm still telling myself, don't quit no matter what. Like, just don't quit, because that's what I wanted, said, to prove to myself that I can, and to prove to myself that I can grow and become that person that I want to be. And probably it's taking longer than I thought. But I get emotional, but it's mostly because I still need to work a lot in my mindset, like a lot. I still like doubt about myself. And sorry, I just, even though that I feel that I have grown a lot in 1 year, um I still doubt too much about myself. And of course, like, I'm going through court, and I'm battling between separation and fighting for my daughter and everything. But I still have a lot inside me that I want to be more. I want to be better. I want to one day wake up and like feel so empowered and trust myself. And I don't know, I want to be someone else. And that's why I think that I'm still here. And that's my why. It's because I want personally, and of course, I want this because I want to give more to my daughter, and I want to grow, and I want to have a better life. But it comes more than money. It comes with me and myself and what I want to be in my life. And one day look at the mirror and say, like, I really love myself, and I really love the way I am. And I am in that journey. And that's why I feel that I'm still here and I stick here. It's because like I don't want to just drop it and not become that person. So probably it's gonna take a little bit longer or not. I don't know. But that's my wife.
Aww. I love you so much. And I'm sorry that you're feeling that way about yourself. But can I also say, like, who here, just help me out for a second. Who here has ever been inspired by Alessa? Me.
Me. I love your content.
Yeah.
I think it's because you have such good lighting that I'm like, dang. And then I look at my apartment, I'm like, so dark in here.
Yeah, no,
So I'm like, that's everything.
yes, you definitely kill the content, and just how you share so vulnerably, and the people you reach, like, you have some reach, girl. Like, I'm saying, like, you are so inspiring. The way you show up, the way you open up, the people you reach, that, like, it's all laying the bricks of the groundwork of the foundation you are trying to make happen. And this, so I want you guys, if you guys have a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. Okay. Network marketing is personal growth and development with an income opportunity attached to it. It's not the other way around. Okay. Network marketing is personal growth and development with a paycheck, with a business attached to it. Okay. The reason why I want you guys to think like this is because you will not, and I'm telling you, you won't. You absolutely won't get anywhere in this business. Not to kill your dream or anything, but you won't until you focus on your personal growth and your personal development. You won't. And I say this to you from experience, okay? Because I have been in the personal growth and personal development space for 6 years now. 6 years of me listening to podcasts when I'm cleaning my kitchen, opening a book while I'm drinking my pre-workout in the morning and reading a book, in the car listening to an audiobook, right? It never stops. It never stops. Sometimes it's very repetitive. Sometimes somebody says things a little bit different for you. And so when you get to a point in like your personal growth and development journey, you want to start thinking about like money mindset, which is what I'm kind of on right now, is like a money mindset journey. But there's so many levels to that, okay? And I want you to know that your work here, Alessa, is so special. And you do have value to share with the world. And there is going to be somebody you can help. And your limiting beliefs are going to get like shot. They're just like, honestly, everything that holds you back is all a belief in yourself. So you can believe all you want that you can be successful. In fact, I want to share with you guys that Alessa had a one-on-one with Chelsea. And Chelsea voice noted me after, and she never really does this. She's like, hey, I know Alessa's under Alyssa. And I just want to share with you that she just told me that she wants to be diamond in Amare, and I can actually see her getting there. And she told me that you are loaded with potential and that you can definitely get there. Right? But if we can all see that in you, but you have to see that in yourself. So it's not just saying it, but it's like actually believing it. There's a difference, right? Like when we all share our goals, we can just share like, oh yeah, I'm going to hit my focus on 5. You know, I'm going to go bronze, I'm going to go silver, I'm going to hold my rank, right? You can say that, but like you have to believe that you're going to do that rather than just say you're going to do it. And you have to say it every single day. Like if you need to have a sticky note on your mirror, I know, very aesthetic, but if you need to have a sticky note on your mirror that you're going to see every single day of your monthly goal, you guys, do it. The more you see your goal, the more your brain will literally work like a Google search every time you see that goal. Every time you see a goal that you've written and you've decided you want to achieve, you will get like reminded of it every single time. And your brain literally says, okay, seeing that goal, what could I do right now to help me with that goal? Would it be me, on my way to a Netflix, like, would I go to the movies right now if I want to hit that goal? Or would I go out for brunch and have bottomless mimosas right now if I wanted to hit that goal? What could I be doing right now? It could even be a weight loss goal, right? Doesn't always have to be business. If you want to lose 5 pounds, you put lose 5 pounds in a sticky note. And you get in there and you say, okay, I want to lose 5 pounds. You see it and you're like, okay, what can I do right now to lose 5 pounds? Right? You're not going to lose it right then. But what I'm saying is like, it's the little actions that will get you to that sticky note goal. So I want you guys to remind yourself of that as well when you're goal setting, is that it shouldn't just be like, I want to do this. It's like, I believe I can do this and I'm going to put it somewhere Maybe it's your phone background, right? You are valued. This is where you're going. These are your organic produce. This is the house you want to buy. This is you in Disney, like maybe you need to do this, right? Things that are just going to keep you eye on the prize, right? Blinders on, eye on the prize. I don't care what anyone else is doing around me, right? And that's something that is so big in this kind of business, is that like, what is everyone else doing around me? It's like, don't care. What do you want to do around you? Sit down and plan out your own content. Don't look at other people. Use ChatGPT to figure out your pillars. Was anyone on Brody's call? Because if not, you really need to watch it. It was very impactful when it came to content creation. It's literally prompts that you ask GPT, and you tell them your pillars. You tell it your pillars. So like the 4 things, 5 things that make you you, that you like are wanting to connect with other people on. And you put that into ChatGPT, and then you say what you're trying to sell, like, oh, I'm trying to sell mental wellness supplements in this type of space. I'm spiritual. I'm a mom of 2 boys. I'm this, I'm that, right? And you will get specific content creation pieces that you can use and write down and plan out all of your content, right? And then you can't tell me, I don't know what to post, because I'm just going to say, go watch Brody's call again. I really am, because it was so easy and helpful. And you can take that and make your own with it, but it gives you the idea, right? So that makes it really nice. And then I want to see if anyone else would like to share. Kate, would you like to share? Alexis, would you like to share?
Yes, I can share. We'll turn it down for a second. What our why and the small win, right? Okay. My small win was I was able to order my happy juice on the sale. I ordered a happy juice in kids mood and mood adults mood. So that'll be my first time taking adults mood. So we'll see how that helps. And then I did have like, I don't know, I think it was like 1 or 2 people reply about the sale. They didn't end up purchasing, but they're like, you're a beast at it, like you're on it. They're just like, I'm gonna buy it, I promise. And I'm like, they're like, to support you, and I'm like, well, I'm trying to support you. Like, I don't think people don't realize how much it's gonna help. But I'm like, I hope that they buy and that it helps them, and then they continue to buy. So, because I know it takes the fake benefits. It takes a while for things to get better and better with the juice. And then what was the other one? Small win, and then my why. Okay. My why. I feel like at the very beginning, when I was like really plugging in, I was like finding a lot of purpose with this. And like ever since I graduated college in 2019, I felt like I just was not doing something that I was like passionate about, or like I felt like it was giving me purpose. So that's kind of like reconnecting there, because I did jump off posting for a while just because like I'm going through some personal things as well. Yeah, I feel you on that, Trish and Alyssa. It's been a lot. But I'm trying to slowly get back on it. Yeah, I was telling Paige, it's kind of like hard to talk about things that I guess not even specific things that you're going through, just saying like you're having a hard time when you're in the mental wellness space. Because I literally told her that I was like, I don't know what to do. Because there's always going to be those people like, oh well, I thought happy juice was helping you, or whatever the heck you're taking. So it's yeah, I'm just trying to like find my way back to posting. So that's why I wanted to hop on this call. It's just like, dang, it's kind of hard because we'll probably have plans, just because like I am always home. So like yesterday when my husband got home like at 8 o'clock, I was like, get me out of here. So yeah, we'd like to be out, but yeah, I'm just trying to find my way back. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm still trying to like, tap into that creative mindset part of my brain, but I'll get back there somehow.
Thank you for sharing, Alexis. I'm so happy that you could be on with us today. I know that you're going through some stuff, so um, it it's easier said than done for sure to share that something's going on in your life. But I do encourage you to not act like everything's okay. Because like even if you don't want to share what's going on in your life, that's fine. Just make sure people know that you're human and you've had a rough couple of weeks or whatever it may be. Because we aren't here, like you guys, we aren't here to show perfectionism. We aren't here to show that this is the cure all for everything and everything's just going to be like 100 times better because of this. But you can share that. Thank goodness I have this because I'm going through something right now. Like Alessa, when she was going through court, she was sharing a lot like that. Like, thank goodness I have something that just makes things just a little bit easier. Um, and just like staying connected to all of us is the best way, because we all have love for each other. We all want to be there for each other. So just lean on us and let us love you because because you're important to us and we love seeing you here. But thank you for sharing that. And anyone else? Kate, would you like to go? You're muted.
There we go. So my win for the week is I've just been staying consistent with myself, like every day, even if I don't feel like posting a reel or a post or anything, I still get up and I'm still showing up for myself because even if I, like last month, I didn't make any sales last month, and like I'm not, normally I'd be like, oh, well, I just might as well just quit and just stop doing it because no one's, but I know people are watching and I know people are wanting to buy Happy Juice. They just aren't ready right now. I'm down like 65 pounds since it's been like a year now since I've been with Amare, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think would be here this day. So it's like, and then like last week, like when I had a migraine and I was throwing up, and with the whole thing with my bank account being frauded, it kind of knocked me down, and I was just like, okay, I just gotta breathe. Like, it's gonna take time for it to come back to me and whatever, but like I still showed up even though it was hard, and I was still feeling pretty down about it because let's be honest, like when someone takes your money, it's like, and it's frauded, you're kind of like, oh no, like what are you supposed to do in that situation? So it was hard, but I still got up and showed up for myself because I'm not gonna lie, it may like sound bad or whatever, but making reels, they just bring joy to me. I don't know why, but they do. And just showing up and like talking, because I'm like, before Mari, I wasn't the type of person to show up on like Instagram and talk in stories because it just my nerves and stuff. But now I'm just like, it's like an everyday ritual for me. But why I've started with Amari was because it's been a while, but like a year ago, or I want to say like 4 years ago, I went through a separation, and like Elsa said, I went through court and all that, and like finally I wasn't like, I hit rock bottom, I want to say, and if it wasn't for Happy Juice, I probably would slowly still be there because life is hard, and like you go through all that, the emotions, and it knocked me down, and it was really rough. I'm not gonna lie, like I had a very hard time, and with Happy Juice, like I just feel so happy. Like I get up and I'm just like, I have too much energy. Maybe I should just, maybe not have happy juice today. But like sometimes I'm like, I don't know, I'm too like energetic or whatever, but I just keep telling myself, I'm like, it's just who I am, I guess. And happy juice it just makes me smile. And like I'm like a much happier person. And, like I said, like in the chat, like manifesting, like, that my mortgage would become go into a bank, and now it's with the bank and all the stuff like getting a new car. Well, I have that now, and I honestly don't think I would have any of that if I didn't tell myself, I got this, I can do this, believe in yourself, and you will succeed. I I had to change my mindset in order to get all this, because if I didn't, I would just say, oh, well, no one wants to buy happy juice, no one wants to do this. And that's when things just, you're gonna get that, right? As Chelsea has said, like you're not gonna get people to buy if you just keep, telling yourself, well, no one wants to buy from me, no one wants, because people will come. And I know that. And there's been a few months that I haven't hit my focus on 5 or my me and 3 bonus, but I know consistently, if I just keep showing up for myself, they will come. So that's my why.
Thank you for that, Kate. And I'm just so proud of you for saying that. Oh, it doesn't sound silly at all. You like to show up because it just means that you like something makes you feel good, right? Something's making you feel really good, keep doing it, right? It's the same as like working out, right? Like I always like to share with people about like a workout journey versus a business journey because it's like it's similar, right? Like working out makes me feel good. Showing up for my business makes me feel good. I'm not going to have like wow results with working out right away, right? If I want to lose, let's say 50 pounds, it's going to take time. And it's the same as with business, right? It's going to take time to get to bronze, silver, gold, platinum, leader, like all of that. But it's like I show up every day because I like to, right? I show up every day to work out because it makes me feel good. I show up every day on my content because it makes me feel amazing, right? Um, so yeah, I just think that that would be something that you should share. Like you should actually share that piece with people that, like you don't have to say you were frauded or anything, but you can if you want to. And you can just say like, I'm so grateful. Like I had all of these amazing people that I could still show up for during such hard times. And like it truly does light me up to be here with all of you, right? Something as simple as that can make a huge difference to somebody who is following along and enjoying what they're seeing from you, right? So I just love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I love, love, love. And I'm sorry. So did anything happen from that? Like, are you going to get your money back and everything?
It's being investigated right now. So they said so my mom's the manager at one of the TDs in Kingston, and she's like, why didn't you ask me these questions? I'm like, because no offense. I said, I love you, mom, but I don't really like to tell you my personal business or my personal bank account or any of that stuff because I'm an adult now. But she told me it takes up to like 2 weeks, sometimes more. And it was weird because it was like a Western Union, like it was from Western Union, which is where people send money for people to actually pick up. So it was like a wire transfer kind of. And I'm like, I don't even know anything about wire transfers, what they do, what they are. So yeah, apparently like I have to wait 2 or 3 weeks at least. Like I keep telling myself the positive part is at least it was only $287 and not like thousands.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, thank goodness. Hey. Well, I'm sure you'll get it back. They're pretty good about investigating it and just getting it back to its rightful owner.
yeah,
But it's still so annoying when it happens. Like, what the heck?
yeah. So
So,
like I removed my bank because I'm not gonna lie, I had my bank card, like my bank card because it was Visa debit. I turned that off, but I had my Visa debit attached to like all my subscriptions, Amare, everything. And my mom's like, you need to turn your Visa debit off because that's dangerous. And I'm like, well, I've used it for years. Like
yeah.
I've never had any issues. And she's like, well, So I turned it off and I just use my credit card now because apparently it's safer because you get those messages saying, oh, your TD Visa, did you use your TD Visa here? Yes or no. If you say no, well, they're going to lock it. So it's like, okay, it's easier because debit cards, they don't do that because they're attached to your bank accounts. So I didn't know that.
Interesting. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I love my Visa debit. I don't think I'd get rid of but I get it. It's like a Visa, right? Like they could easily take your money. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like, Santi, are you wanting to share anything, or do you want to maybe put it in the chat? Because I feel like we're kind of getting close to the end of time here. Here's the thing, you guys. I am gonna play the recording for the limiting belief blaster. This is being recorded, so I'm going to share my screen, do it. If you guys have to hop off for any reason, you can, and then you can just come back to this. Just because I don't want you to feel like I'm taking too much of your time today, but then at least we have it in recording. And for those of you that can do it live with me right now, that would be amazing. So basically, I just want you guys to think of something that's limiting you, something that you believe about yourself, something that you don't think you're enough of. And I want you to like just focus on that right now. So write it down if you can, or just think about it. Like what's one thing that's either holding you back from your true potential, or making you feel like you can't succeed in this, right? You can't do all the things that Chelsea does or Kara does or Ainsley does. Like what is it within you that makes you feel like, I'm good with where I'm at, I'm comfy where I am, and even though I have the dream in my head, it's so far away. You know what I mean? So start thinking about one limiting belief that you have about yourself, um, for your business. And then we're going to just do a little bit of
as an EFT practitioner. And ever since then, this has been my
Can you guys hear
go-to
that?
tool. I probably
Okay.
tap at least a couple times a week, at the very, very least, if not every single day. So why is this so magical? First of all, what is it? So this is a tool that's developed by a man named Gary Craig that utilizes, the tool utilizes ancient Chinese acupressure known as psychological acupressure. So there's a psychological element to the acupressure technique. Now, acupressure sounds a lot like acupuncture. That's because it's very similar to acupuncture in the sense that we are targeting the energy meridians in our body, except the awesome thing about acupuncture or acupressure, also known as tapping, is that there are no needles required. So you don't actually have to go anywhere and get the needles put into your body in order to experience the relief that EFT provides. It can actually be done anywhere. I have done it driving. I have done it in a bathroom. I have done it standing in line. I have done it in the middle of an argument with my husband. Just randomly I start tapping myself. I do this in bed. I do this sometimes before, after breath work. I mean, there literally are no rules here. This is such a flexible and versatile technique that I want you to have, because it literally takes no more than 10 minutes. And the difference between where you are before you do it and where you are afterwards is just a world of a difference, and it provides you with so much relief. Sometimes it feels like I'm popping a pill and just like literally getting a quick fix, but also there is this element to like sometimes intensifying the emotions that you feel before you feel relief. So even though it's quick, it's still a process, and it's definitely working, and it's not always the easiest to do, but it is just so incredible on the other side. So I definitely recommend it. So basically what you're doing is you're tapping on meridian points on the body to release stuck energy that is in the body that is attached to thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. So by tapping on these meridian points, so they're points that access the meridian channels, which are the channels of energy flow through our bodies, while focusing on an issue. So there's many different issues that you can tap on, and I'll give you some examples. you are literally restoring the energetic balance in these meridian channels. So if you have stuck energy, you're going to allow the energy to flow. And also, it's sending signals just by tapping on these meridian points. You're actually sending signals to your brain to lower the stress response to whatever issue it is. So let's say that you have a limiting belief that is triggering some sort of energetic blockage in your body, whatever that issue is, then you're actually going to, because you have that anchor where this issue causes this emotion, because this issue is triggering some sort of stuck energy in your body to want to like jostle itself out. And so you feel yourself going into the stress response by tapping, you're sending signals to your brain and you're breaking that connection. Remember how we talked about neural connections, that just because I have this issue doesn't mean I have to feel this way. And once you can detach that, all of a sudden you can think objectively about the issue, just like in the limiting belief process, how I said, once you process the emotion attached to it, all of a sudden you can think objectively and be like, wow, okay, now let's actually look at the belief without all of this emotion that I'm feeling right now. So I provided some studies. There's actually scientific studies done for EFT. If you're a science nerd and you want to go check it out, it's scientifically proven to reduce cortisol levels and treat anxiety. There was in the study that I provided, I believe it's the second one below, 43.
I want to see if I can skip to like her actually doing it with us, because you guys get the point, right? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay, so these are the points. So there's a karate chop. Can you guys all see this? Yeah? Okay, let's see if we can.
You can actually use affirmations. You can use tapping to integrate affirmations much faster because you're sending a signal to your brain like, this is good, right? This is good. This is good. This is calm, easy. A chart here, of course, a graphic. But I also want to show you just on myself because we're going to tap through together. So definitely pay attention. So this is the karate chop point. Okay. You know, like hi-ya, right? Karate. So we're tapping right here. This is something we tap on only for the setup sequence. And I'm going to talk about the setup sequence on the next slide. So this is just for the first 3 taps that you do. You say a specific statement in a very specific way. It's a setup sequence. And while you're doing that, you're tapping on the karate chop point. And then the very first point, this is why I call it the first point, is because you're not going back to the karate chop point after the very first sequence. So you're going to tap right here. This is the eyebrow point, and feel free to tap with me. And over here on the graph, I also can show you right here. This is the eyebrow point. And then number 2, and something else that I want to mention real quick. Actually, let's go to that next. So this is eyebrow. This is side of eye. So where your eyebrow kind of ends right here, you can tap right there. Then we have under eye. It's the bony part under your eye. So obviously don't poke yourself in the eyeball, but right on the bony part. And then we have under nose. So it's right on this part between your lips and your nose. And then we have the chin. And then we have the collarbone. So feel your collarbone right now, the bony part, and then go right underneath it. I know the graphic's not necessarily accurate. Go right underneath it in the meaty part. And I like to kind of use 4 fingers to tap on that. And then we have underarm. So if you are a woman or identify as a woman, you are probably familiar with bra straps. And so we have over here this part where the bra strap would go. This would go under, this would be called underarm. Now, if you are a male, I would say about where your nipple is. Okay. So that's underarm. So you're not really going into your in your armpit, but you're going just maybe like a hand's width down. And so right here on this bone, I don't know if you can see in the camera, that's where I want you to tap. And I also like to use 4 fingers to just kind of activate that point a little bit more. And then top of head, I also kind of use 4 fingers. You can use 2, you can use whatever you want, whatever feels good. Now, one thing I will say, and so what you do is you repeat this. So eyebrow, side, under eye, under nose, chin, collarbone, arm, head, and you just go and repeat this. And in the scripts that I have for you, there's about 6 rounds that we do, and I'll show you exactly what to do in each round. Now, something I do want to mention is that the points there are specific points where these meridian points are. However, the reason why I like to use 2 fingers instead of 1 is because you're covering more surface area. And when you're covering more surface area, you can ensure that even if you kind of are missing it by a little bit, you are still getting the point. So that's why I do 2 fingers here. Okay, now for the tapping, you don't want to go too light, because too light, you don't really feel it. So you don't want to be too delicate. You want to kind of give yourself some good pressure, but you also don't want to bruise yourself, right? So you want to go in that in-between comfortable place where you're definitely feeling the taps, but you're not hurting yourself. And then a lot of people, there's a lot of like, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. There are people that say you need to tap with your non-dominant hand. So my dominant hand is right. Fun fact, it's actually left. I was born left-handed. I was trained to be right-handed because that's a bad thing in the Soviet Union, apparently. Back in Russia, it was like of the devil. It's like associated with evil to be left-handed, just because I don't know, that's their weird conditioning. And so I literally had my left hand pinned to my onesie. So my only option was to be right-handed. So anyway, now my non-dominant hand is my left hand. So some people say use your non-dominant hand. I've tried it all and it's all effective. Okay. So if that works for you, cool. If that feels good to you. If you want to go with your right hand or dominant hand, that's cool too. You can do 2 hands at once. This doesn't make it more effective. However, sometimes the placebo effect kicks in and we think it's more effective, and then it feels more effective. So if this feels good to you, please do it. Sometimes I'm having a really hard time, so I will definitely use 2 fingers right here, or 2 hands, right? Tap both sides. And then of course you only have 1 under nose, 1 under mouth, and then collarbone, you can do 2, and then underarm, you can do 2, and then top of head, you can do 2 as well. So it's just up to you. I would just try it all. Why not? See what works for you. Leave what doesn't. Come back to what works for you. There are no rules here. So the recipe is, and this is a very specific recipe that I do want you to follow, just because, for example, a lot of people, when they skip the, on a level, on a scale from 1 to 10, how intense is this? When you skip it, because I forgot the name of the effect of this. There's a specific name of this like psychological effect where sometimes we feel so much better that we forget that we had an issue in the first place. And then we feel like the thing didn't work because we feel so good. And we're like, I didn't have any issue. What issue? I wasn't feeling stressed, even though you totally were before. So it's important just to see and prove to yourself the effectiveness of it, and just see how much more, how much less you have to do. So that's why you want to first rate the level of intensity on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 being, I barely feel it. Like I just tiny bit of anxiety, but not really. I barely feel it. Or 10 being like so unbearable, right? It's unbearable. Like I can't cope. I have to just release this. So then acknowledge and accept the issue and what you're feeling. So if it's an emotion, like if I'm just feeling an emotion, if I'm just feeling sad, I'll tap on sadness. And then I will speak to what I'm feeling sad about as it's coming through me. Today I was tapping on pain because I pulled a back muscle from sneezing. Don't even ask, okay? So that's been bothering me the last week. I finally tapped on it, and yes, it totally works. Limiting beliefs. So remember, it's really addressing the feelings underneath the limiting beliefs, but bring your limiting beliefs to it, and then you'll allow yourself to process the feelings underneath. Anxiety, it's great for anxiety, etc. So you're going to acknowledge and accept the issue and what you're feeling with the karate chop point and the setup statement, okay? And then you're going to tap through the points, feeling the feels, voicing how you're feeling, voicing your fears, and bringing your attention and awareness to what is being triggered within you. Okay, so I'll talk about that actually in just a second. Let me just finish this. So then you're going to do that for 3 rounds. And then after 3 rounds, after you start to feel some relief, bring your attention and awareness to what you want to feel and experience. So positive affirmations are great here. And also some transitional statements like, yeah, even though I still feel anxious, I'm choosing to feel calm. I'm choosing to feel calmer, right? So those are like my transitional, I call them transitional affirmations. Those are great there too, because sometimes we genuinely don't feel great yet, but it's like, I'm choosing to feel great. I'm in the process of feeling great. Those are really great entry points into switching to those positive affirmations. And then you want to focus on the wanted experience for about 3 rounds. And at the very end, so it's 6 rounds total. And then you want to rate the level of intensity on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being I barely feel it, to 10 being it's unbearable.
Yeah, but
So you want to tap and keep tapping. Like, let's say that when you're done with the 6 rounds, you get a 4. Like, I feel it at a 4. I definitely recommend repeating a round until you get to at least 3 or less. And that usually takes about, no longer than 10 minutes. I would say 1 round is about 5 minutes. Another round is another 5 minutes. So within 10 minutes, you would have done 12 rounds now, right? Like 12, you know what I'm talking about, right? 6 rounds, and then you do another 6. So that's 12. Yes. And so that takes about 10 minutes. And I personally recommend definitely going until you feel a 0, but sometimes you can't get yourself down to a 0. So as long as you're like, you know what, I started at an 8 and I brought myself down to a 3 and I feel much better. It's not perfect. You can definitely move on. I just like to personally, like, my goal is always to get myself down to a 0. So I'll keep tapping until I get to a 0, but at the very, very least, 3 or below. So the setup point, okay, the setup statement is tapping on the karate chop point before starting each session, and you repeat this 3 times. I'll give you the general statement, which is, even though I have or I am blank, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So for example, if we're working through, I don't believe I'm worthy, it would be, even though I don't believe I'm worthy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't believe I'm worthy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I don't believe I'm worthy, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. So I said that 3 times. So it can be, even though I have this limiting belief, even though I'm experiencing anxiety right now, even though I'm in pain right now, no matter what it is always is followed with, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. And you repeat that 3 times. Now, speaking to the issue. So then you're going to speak to the issue while tapping on the rest of the points, repeating with at least 3 rounds. So you're going to want to voice this out loud to yourself and share all your feelings and frustrations. And don't be afraid of being a negative Nancy here. I know we already talked about this. You're not going to manifest more of the issue by speaking to it. In fact, it's actually going to lose power over you by voicing it and just putting it out there. And something I do want to mention is, during these first 3 rounds, it's actually very common for the emotion to intensify during this part before it lowers. So you might be at a 6 coming into this, and then while tapping, all of a sudden it grows to a 9. Don't panic. It's not getting worse. It's just more is coming up to the surface so that you can release it. So it's based off of how I shared last week. What's coming is going, what's coming is going. Okay. So just let it come up and just know that you're tapping on the deeper parts of it. And you definitely want to keep tapping on those deeper parts. And then once you feel some relief, so I'm really speaking, obviously I'm going to give you scripts. Okay, especially if you're a newbie. But when you're doing this intuitively, sometimes it might take you doing this for 6 rounds and you don't feel any relief. And so you just keep going. And then once you start feeling relief, you can keep tapping, but now you want to start speaking more to what you want to feel or experience, or even the transitional statements. And you're going to notice a lot of transitional statements in my scripts. This is to utilize the law of vacuum, where you're going to replace the unwanted.
So when it comes to knowing like where you are sort of sitting right now, you kind of just have to think about one limiting belief, you guys, and how emotionally it makes you feel about yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Because what you're trying to do is blast the emotion that attaches you to that limiting belief. because emotion is energy too. It's like energy in motion. So when you hold emotion to something, your lower energy in that area. So what you're trying to do is blast that emotion that attaches you to that energy so that you can move forward, right? So that you're not stuck feeling that way about it, but you're trying to figure out on a scale of 1 to 10 where you stand or where you're sitting right now, because you're supposed to basically do this tapping till that's about at a 3 or a 0. So let's say you're sitting at like an 8 to start. You're wanting to tap until you feel like your emotion surrounding that limiting belief is at a 0. Right? So like Alessa, you had like a lot of emotion come up earlier. So I would say that you're probably like closer to like an 8 or a 9 in that limiting belief that you shared with us. You literally shared your belief with us. So just hang on to that and just keep tapping until it feels like that emotion has kind of fell away, so you can remind yourself of all the good too, right? Because it's so easy to feel stuck there. So I just wanted to respond to what Alexis was saying. And then I just want to I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. Yes, okay, let's see.
This is the limiting belief script that I'm going to give you, but I definitely recommend that before we begin, you just kind of identify a limiting belief that you want to come into this practice session with. Okay, so it can be continuing to clear I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, or whatever came up for you in the conversations that we were having in parts 1 through 12 for module 7. You may have identified something. Okay, so right now, I want you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10, how activated are you by this limiting belief and what it brings up to you? So when you think about, oh, I can't afford that, like how activated do you feel by that? I feel 8, right? Or let's say I'm not worthy of my dream relationship. What does that bring up for you? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you feel about that? Well, that's really unbearable for me to think that I would never have a relationship and that I'm not worthy of having a relationship. So I'm going to give it a 10. Okay. And so start with me with the karate chop point. And if you can't think of anything, just say the words limiting belief. And if you have a specific limiting belief, I do recommend you saying what your belief is, or at least having it in mind as I say the words, I have this limiting belief. Okay. So I'm going to talk about that more in the script. I kind of have like an example, like instead of saying just limiting belief, here's the limiting belief that you can speak to.
So I don't know if you want to unmute Alessa. Like I know your daughter's not with you right now. So if you want to unmute, because I am gonna say I'm gonna say it with her. Just because like it's the most effective that way. It like really gets to your subconscious when you're speaking actually out loud. But I am just gonna say I have this limiting belief. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hold with me the limiting belief that I have. And I'm actually gonna share it with you guys what it is, because it's funny when you like hear somebody else's limiting belief, because you guys will be like, what the heck? But my limiting belief is that I'm not influential enough. Like I don't have enough influence. I don't have enough I've been in this game for a while and I don't have enough followers. I don't have enough views. I don't have like, and that's like all an influence, like it's all around influence, like I'm not an influencer, I'm like this micro influencer, right? So that's my limiting belief, is that I'm not influential enough, but I am just gonna like carry that belief with me through this when I say I have this limiting belief. So I don't know if Alexis or Alessa, you guys want to share it all, like what your I'm not blank enough is. But it will help you just like when we're doing this practice to know sort of what you're working with.
I can share. Yeah, I think like right now, from what I have talked, it's like I don't feel enough to achieve whatever I want to achieve. Like I feel that I'm not enough in so many areas of life. So I think that's the limiting belief that right now it's like putting me back to achieve anything. It's because I don't believe in myself that I could do it. Like right now, Peach, you mentioned something like
like what Ensley does or what Chelsea does. Like sometimes I see them and I feel like, am I gonna be able to one day like talk like them? Like, am I gonna be able one day to believe so much in themselves that they are in front of like 300 people talking, like, because you can see them in their face how confident they are in themselves and how enough they feel about themselves now that they can just talk with people about like, yeah, you can do it. And I'm like, I so I think it is that it's like I'm not enough right now.
And you know what's so interesting about that is like anytime you share on a call or you share on your stories, like everyone is like, I just love the way you speak. I just love how you say it. And isn't it so funny, you guys, how we find that the thing that holds us back the most is the thing that people see in us the most? Like we actually, like we don't just say that, Alessa, to make you feel better. I want you to know, like that is like honestly, people wouldn't just say that because like, oh, she's a little bit self-conscious about that. It's like, no, we actually do love your voice. We actually do love how you say things. We actually do love the way you explain yourself. And we love your content. We love who you're trying to reach with your content. And so it's funny how like my limiting belief and like I'm not going to say that I'm like this massive influencer, but like I have influenced people that I've never even met before to, try Happy Juice or start a business here. Right. And like that's
Yeah.
influence, right? And people can see that and be like, oh, like you have influence, Paige. Why are you so limiting yourself by feeling like you don't?
I
Right?
would say that. Like I would never um thought of you thinking that way because like you lead a team. Like you have us coming to your like trainings and like you are the top of our team, right? So I like in my mind I wouldn't put Paige feel this way because in my mind I would be looking up to you. Like I would love to be where you are right now. So it's like just crazy, as you said, like people think about this about me and that's what I don't see in myself. And then we see you in a different way that probably you see yourself. It's just crazy how it works.
Crazy. And it just goes to show, right? Like that it is just a limiting belief. It's just a belief that we have about ourselves. It doesn't mean that it's true. Right? And you're trying to like get rid of the belief. You're trying to believe something better, right? You're trying to take that belief and like what I just said to you about, well, like you guys probably think this and that about me instead. It's like that's what you need to use as what's the word I'm looking for? Confirmation that it's false, right? You need to
Yeah.
use that as confirmation that that belief that you're not worthy, because that is what it is. Your belief is that you're not worthy for success. You're not worthy of success. You're not worthy of speaking on stage. You're not worthy of it, right? And it's like, do you know how freaking scared I was to stand on that stage when you were in that room with me? I was scared shitless, but I did it anyways, right? And you would too if you got the opportunity, but you're never going to get the opportunity if you're always thinking about how you're not worthy of it. You're not worthy of hitting your focus on 5. You're not worthy of all of it. And you never will if you keep believing that, right?
Yeah.
Like that could be one of your biggest blocks that you're stuck with, is that like your worth is what's defining how you go about your business, how you go about your conversations, right? So just like keep that limiting belief with you while we do this tapping because we're literally about to do it right now. So I want you guys to just think about that. And Alexis, I know I think you're in the car or something, but if you can tap along with us, you don't have to say it out loud with us, but we will say it with her. And then we will just do a tapping session together. And then we will have this tool. So like, that's why I wanted to record this today, is because then you guys can go back and I'll tell you guys when this tapping actually starts. And so that you don't have to get to the chatter, but like you can actually go back into this recording and tap anytime you want, right? So that's why I wanted to provide you guys with this tool today. But let's do this.
Start with the karate chop point and just go with me. Just trust the process. Take a deep breath in And exhale. All right, get your karate chop out. I recommend 2 fingers and just tap with me right now and repeat after me, okay? Even though I have this limiting belief,
even though I have this limiting belief,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this limiting belief,
even though I have this limiting belief,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Even though I have this limiting belief,
even though I have this limiting belief,
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Okay, now moving on. I have this limiting belief.
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 This limiting belief is holding me back, and I would say tap between 5 to 10 times on each point.
This limiting belief is holding me back.
I really hate how I'm being held back by this limiting belief right now.
I really hate how I'm being held back by this limiting belief right now.
It frustrates me.
It frustrates me.
It brings pain into my life.
It brings pain into my life.
It brings unnecessary drama into my life.
It brings unnecessary drama into my life.
If only I didn't have this limiting belief.
If only I didn't have this limiting belief.
That's 1 round. Keep going. I'm so annoyed that I believe this.
I'm so annoyed that I believe this.
It angers me that I believe this.
It angers me that I believe this.
I can't believe that I believe this.
I can't believe that I believe this.
How much longer am I going to believe this?
How much longer am I going to believe this?
I'm so done being held back.
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 I can't believe that I believe this made up lie.
I can't believe that I believe this made up lie.
Why does this made up lie feel like shit to me?
Why does this made up lie feel like shit to me?
I have this limiting belief.
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 It's okay that I have this limiting belief.
It's okay that I have this limiting belief.
I choose to forgive myself for having this limiting belief.
I choose to forgive myself for having this limiting belief.
I choose to release all my attachments to this limiting belief.
I choose to release all my attachments to
It's
this
okay that I
limiting
have
belief.
it
It's okay that I have it
because I don't have to hold on to it forever.
because I don't have to hold on to it forever.
It is safe for me to release it.
It is safe for me to release it.
I have this limiting belief,
I have this limiting belief,
but it doesn't have to be my reality anymore.
but it doesn't have to be my reality anymore.
I choose to release this belief,
I choose to release this belief,
and I choose to believe the exact opposite.
and I choose to believe the exact opposite.
I fully forgive myself for having this belief
I fully forgive myself for having this belief
based on the past that I had.
based on the past that I
It
have.
makes sense for me to believe this,
It makes sense for me to believe this,
but that doesn't have to be my reality anymore.
but that doesn't have to be my reality anymore.
I now release myself
I now release myself
because I love myself
because I love myself
and I am enough
and I am enough,
just the way that I am.
just the way that I am.
And if I get to choose to believe anything,
And if I get to choose to believe anything,
I will choose to believe that I'm capable of anything.
I will choose to believe that I'm capable of anything.
I am such a badass.
I am such a badass.
I am so strong and powerful.
I am so strong and powerful.
I am the creator of my own life.
I am the creator of my own life.
And what is desired by me is destined for me.
And what is desired by me is destined for me.
I get to create whatever I want to create.
I get to create whatever I want to create.
This is the privilege that I have in this lifetime.
This is the privilege that I have in this lifetime.
I am so grateful to be here.
I'm so grateful to be here.
I am so grateful to be me.
I'm so grateful to be me.
I feel better now.
I feel better now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, take a deep breath in one more time. And release. Okay. Now rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How activated are you by that old limiting belief and what it brought up to you? Or brought.
How do you guys feel?
It was really good. I am so grateful that you recorded it so we can just go back and do it again and again and again.
For sure. And something that I was thinking about, because English is both of your guys' second language, right?
Yeah.
So actually your subconscious mind is probably in Spanish.
Yeah, I've been thinking of that with a lot of like the affirmations and things manifestation. I should do it in Spanish.
Yeah, so what you would want to do is go back and write this down now that you know where all the points are and like the motion that you go in or the circular motion that you go in. I would write down all of those little things that she said when you have it, the affirmations, and write them in Spanish or in like your specific kind of Spanish because I know there's
Yeah.
dialects of Spanish. But because that will actually like get deeper and deeper and deeper.
Yeah.
You guys grew up Spanish, right? Is that the same with you, Alexis? Like, are you ESL from like, or are you two language speaking from birth, or did you learn English along the way? Let's see. Yes, Spanish first. Okay, so yeah, I would definitely go back to this recording for both of you and write all those down and then do it the same in Spanish while you're tapping because it'll just get like you know English and Spanish now, so it'll still be effective, but I think it will just be more effective if you're using Spanish as well with this. But how
Yeah.
cool, right? Like, do you guys feel like like there was a point where I was like while I was tapping, like I just felt like things were releasing. And this is a
Yeah.
practice you guys can do anytime, like she was saying, like anytime, anywhere for anything. And there was some really good examples like for anxiety and stuff. So you would just say it in a little bit of a different way. You know, I'm anxious about this. Why do I need to be anxious about this? Like that kind of stuff, right? So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I am gonna stop my share because hang on, let me just make sure
For
there's
you.
nothing more here.
I don't know about you, but I feel so much better. I didn't even rate myself because I already did this earlier today, but holy crap, I feel so good. So I'm going to provide some additional scripts for you in the portal,
Okay.
definitely the limiting belief one. I have one just for anxiety. If you're ever feeling anxious, definitely do that script.
So if you guys ever want, like anyone listening to the recording as well, if you ever want a script for a specific thing you want to tap on, I will go into the portal for you and grab it for you. So I want you guys to just know that this tool is available to you because I have shared it with you. But that's why I wanted to record this so that it is there for whenever anyone needs it. And it gives a little bit of explanation on what it is, why it's effective, and then the script is super powerful. So there's so many other limiting belief techniques and blasters, but I think that this one's very like it's physical, so like you're really feeling it move in your body. Whereas things like meditation and subconscious reprogramming and things like that, it's all mental. So like it's all dependent on your brain, whereas this kind of like releases things with actual like physical energy, right? So I hope that it was helpful. I did want to mention before we go, we are doing something really cool next month. So I was going to do a book club, which is, it's fun to do a book club, but like we came up with a really cool plan yesterday on our leader and above call. And we're going to actually do something really amazing early April. It's going to be a 2-day event. So it's going to be 2 1 hour, 1.5 hour-ish events, back to back. So it'll either be like a Monday, Tuesday in the evening, or a Thursday, Friday, or a Friday, Saturday kind of thing, but it'll just be 1 hour. And we're going to do like a full intensive where we all get on and we're going to do the audiobook for the book that we were going to do a book club on. And we're going to like take notes and share takeaways in the chat. It will not be recorded. So this is going to be like specific for somebody who wants to sit down and learn how to be a leader, because it is a book about leadership. And it's only a 3-hour long audiobook, meaning it'll be like an hour and a half the one day and an hour and a half the next day. And then we might even do a third day for like maybe 30 minutes for us to like sort of share our takeaways in like a group setting. But it'll just be a really fun way for us to all connect, all show up and share some accountability for this group and for just like reading this book together. And it's a really good book. I read it like 4 years ago, and it's all about network marketing. I wish I had my phone on me, but when Bodhi snuck in here while we were listening to that, I gave it to him to distract him. Alan is out there, so I don't know why he was in here, but I'm going to stop the share after, but I'm just going to say that it is like, it's by Keith Callahan, and the book is called Build to Last. And it truly is amazing. Like it's very what's the word I'm looking for? It's very geared towards network marketing. Like it's about network marketing and building your leadership skills in network marketing, because like you don't just become a leader overnight. Leadership comes from learning something and sharing it with somebody who's also interested in learning about it, right? Like that's basically what leadership is. So if you've ever made a cart, for example, to send a link to somebody with Amare, and somebody who's never made a cart before asks you how to do it and you tell them how, well, that's leadership, right? Like that's literally you just sharing something you already know with somebody to help them succeed. That's it. Right? So people overcomplicate it a lot, but that is basically the basis of leadership. And so if you can do that, you can do other things, but you have to learn other things in order to do that. So that's what the intensive is going to look like and be like. And we're trying to do it like super early April. So watch out for that. I'll give you guys more information when we actually like nail down the date. But look out for that, and go out there and sell some like singular products, you guys. We have the reduced shipping right now. So that's a big deal. That takes like a third of the price away, like at the end of the day, like it takes a third of the shipping price away. And it's also easy to sell a singular product, right? So just make sure that you're selling the singular products with the reduced shipping. Get yourself a Me in 3, get yourself a Focus on 5. Even if you have 2 enrollments from the sale, for example, or anything like that, it's going to be super easy for you to achieve your Me in 3 with singular products, and start thinking about bundles you can bundle together, like I was sharing about the superfood greens and the sunrise and things like that, and like what the usage would be beside it. And just be very like, I very much and strongly encourage you guys to do that like bubble, that highlight bubble, where every single day you talk about a specific product, why you like it, why you still take it, what the benefits are, everything like that, and then add it to your product highlight. And I'm going to start doing the same. So I'll hold myself accountable to that. But I hope this was helpful, you guys. I hope it was just nice to connect. I felt like it had been a while, so I'm always here if anyone wants a one-on-one as well. I did do one with Santi yesterday, and I can do one over the next week, probably around 2:30 p.m. PST, so whatever that may be, all week long, because Alan's on night shift. He starts night shift again tomorrow, so he'll be awake for a couple of hours then, and then I can have some more one-on-one time without juggling the kids. So it might just make it easier for me. So let me know if you want to connect one-on-one. But I'm going to stop the recording here.